We are definitely here at Lagoon Park in Salt Lake City, Utah. And, you know, it's a reduced capacity park, so we don't think we're gonna have to wait in as many lines today.
Yeah, even though it's the 4th of July.
It is the 4th of July, but we think we will be fine here at the park. We'll be wearing masks throughout the whole video, and we think most of the people here are gonna be wearing masks too. So, yeah, we're excited. New park. Let's check it out. So if you go to the park super early, they actually have a rope drop over here where basically, you know, they keep guests inside the park just before the rides, and then when it's 10 o'clock or whenever it opens, they release the guests to go into the park and be free. Okay, so we're off. We're gonna go do this coaster. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's their newest one because it looks all bright and shiny. But yeah, let's go. I don't know if you can see, but there's a giant statue over there that symbolizes the toilets are just over there. We found out the ride is called Cannibal. It's their newest ride here. And it looks pretty impressive. But I also wanted to show off this lion statue over here. Let's take a closer look. I got this lion statue. They put a mask on him. Oh, that's pretty amazing. Okay, so Cannibal is one of those rare coasters that has theming, which is nice.
Yeah, it has some really nice music too to kind of get you into the mood a bit while you're starting to enter a coaster elevator.
It's kind of the same kind of coaster as I think one of the Seaworld rides has it, where they lift you on separate tracks. Maybe, I don't know, but it's a coaster elevator, lifts you to the top. It's a pretty good ride. Yeah.
It's one of those though that has one small section though that will hurt your upper thigh. Just as a heads up. It's a small section though, and the little bit of pain is worth it.
Very good coaster. I love theming, so theming. By the way, right outside Cannibal, this is their gift shop. They actually have a giant elephant that's $3,200, but I mean, it's pretty big and amazing. But they also have all these other animals here. Because the theming of Cannibal, it's kind of like a hunting lodge in a way, I think. They have a whole bunch of like rhino heads and other antelope heads and stuff, but yeah, they got some interesting little animal decorations here. So over here in the back of the park, they are building what looks like an indoor roller coaster. Crystal, what did you think it was?
Something about that layout kind of reminded me either of Steel Vengeance or Twisted Colossus.
Okay. But yeah, it's an indoor coaster, it looks like, because we can see tracks inside of it. It's a huge mountain. But yeah, it looks pretty exciting. By the way, I wanted to show off their trash cans that they have here, because you know I'm all about that trash can life. So it says Lagoon on it. There's a little horse and some other, you know, theming. So they do have good trash cans here. They have one of these spinning rides over here, and it's kind of a scenic view. There's little fountains, and I'm sure they go up, you know, when the ride moves, and it spins you around, and I don't want to do this ride. It's terrible for me. This is a pretty cool entrance. So this is for the spider, and actually here's the sign over here for the spider. I don't know if you can see it, but part of the sign is glowing red. The other must be broken, but the spider. So they do have signs on the ground that says 8 feet apart. One family per dot. It says, please do not stand here. You know, it's a good line that they have here. Up next is Wicked. Let's check it out. But I first wanted to show off this sign. It's kind of cool. It glows and stuff. I guess most of the signs here glow. So we just did Wicked. And well, of course, I don't look at the rides beforehand. And so when we're going around the first corner and I saw launch pads, I'm like, is this a launch coaster? And then we get launched and like, this is a launch coaster.
He was so excited. It was so fun to see. He was like, is this a launch coaster?
So that part was really cool. It shoots you up the lift hill, so there's no like lift change. It's a small coaster, doesn't go very high, but it's packed full of fun.
Yeah, it's a very smooth, nice coaster. I'll do that one again.
We're on our way to go do the Colossus, the fire dragon. Colossus, the fire dragon. It's got 2 huge loops over there. We'll have to check this out at night because they have a whole lighting package that looks amazing. Point out that I think face masks are required in the state of Utah. However, about 50% of people are wearing them and 50% aren't. And if they are wearing them, sometimes they're being used as chin straps. So we just wish that more people were wearing them. Up next, we're gonna do their Lagoon Railroad.
Like in the middle.
Apparently they have tigers here. They have one, other tiger, and here's their Bengal tiger. It's kind of a small cage though. No lie. Looks like this is their African lion, but it's probably inside. But yeah, the cages seem kind of small. They also have 3 mountain lions over there. 1, 2, 3.
One bite.
This is a white American bison right here. And right over there you have their campground. I don't know if you can see the tents and stuff. But yeah, there's the bison. Also, seemingly very small exhibit for him too. Oh! So they have, over there they have llamas. Or alpacas. One of the 2. These are llamas actually. I just read it. Llamas. Crystal was kind enough to point out a different trash can that they have here. This one's for their Lagoon Beer Garden. Different. We were just walking by their kiddie bumper car ride, and there's only one kid just waiting in the car for somebody else to join him. It was the saddest thing ever. Crystal just got an icy cup, and it changes color when it's cool, I guess, from pink to purple. Oh, and she got banana.
Banana!
At the center of their park, they have this really cool water feature. They actually have a couple cool water features. Over here, they have this one. They got fountains jumping in the middle. They got some sort of slow-moving water thing over there. And then they have this water wheel over here, and the wheel actually turns. They're bringing those hammers to whack people that aren't social distancing. I just wanted to point out that they have a lot of shade here at the park. A lot of shade. I don't feel like we've been in the sun too often. And we've been here for a good chunk of the day during, like the high heat part of the day. But yeah, they just have a lot of shade here at the park, and I enjoy that. Up next is Terror Ride, which is a dark ride, it looks like. And at their entrance, these windows, they open up, it looks like. Yeah.
At all times. And don't stand up.
Twisted Terror ride is there in the background. It is a decent dark ride, I think, especially for a small, you know, non-IP park. So
yeah, I think that they invested quite a bit of money into it, and I think the result was well worth it.
It's a fun little dark ride. I'm surprised that there wasn't a longer line for it, because dark rides are amazing. We're gonna do their Sky Basket next. Similar to Cedar Point's, takes you through the middle of the park. We just exited the little Sky Baskets behind me, and we're about to see some animals. Let me show you. Okay, so over here, some sort of like deer, it looks like. They're like all in the shade. Oh, and llama. There's a llama over there. Let me see if I can zoom in. There is the llama in all its magnificence and glory, trying to eat a tree branch that is too short to reach. Is he gonna get? Oh, he's sort of nibbling it. The wind helped him out big time on that one. That's kind of cool, actually. And over here, I don't know if you can see him, but there's a kangaroo. Crystal, there's a kangaroo.
Kangaroo-san! Kangaroo-san!
Calm down.
Kangaroo-san! Kangaroo-san! I like to hop, 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 this.
But yeah, the kangaroos, they're just chilling there. They also got a punching bag. I don't know if you can see it. Just a punching bag back there. Okay, we saw some kangaroos and some deer and some llamas. We're gonna head to the back of the park now, somewhere we haven't been today. We're crossing some train tracks. There's an old pirate ship over here. This one's called Tidal Wave though. Has an octopus up top. They have a lot of kiddie rides over here. But we're gonna go back, basically near this tunnel that we crossed earlier, and we're gonna go to Pioneer Village. I have no idea what it is, but we'll try it out. It's kind of interesting. They have a sunbathing space over this walkway. Very interesting. I had no idea that when we rode on the railroad, this is technically a bridge. You see, there's water underneath it. I just thought we were on land the whole time. So they actually have an Arby's here in Lagoon Amusement Park. It's I don't think I've ever seen an Arby's in any other amusement park, so they got something unique here. We just wandered into one of the shops here. Well, not shops, I guess buildings, and it's like an old printing press area. Wow. Shows you all the different movable printing blocks over there. And they line up all the printing blocks on, you know, this little guy, and push the paper down onto it and redo that. I think you might be able to see them over there maybe, but yeah, it's kind of cool. So I guess in all these shops, you could sort of find something different, you know, based on the time, because these are all like, you know, museum shops in a way. There's a post office, a dental office. Very interesting. This one's a China shop, it looks like. Oh wow. Check that out. This really piqued my interest. Dog Ogden's Miniature Circus and Toy Doll Museum. Oh wow. It's pretty impressive. There's a lot of detail that went into this. And this isn't like a miniature circus, this is like a big circus. Like there's so much going on in it. Look at this huge line of like elephants and animals. Very impressive. look how big this circus is. Just like for size comparison, Crystal's Head Circus. Just like, wow. And they got a whole bunch of trains here too. We're in another sort of building. It looks like it's a wagon museum. Whole bunch of wagons. Lagoon's peddler wagon. I guess it used to sell like not syrup. Oh, medicine. Yeah, it used to sell medicine over there. I'm actually amazed at the amount of museums that they have here at Lagoon Park. It feels like Knott's Berry Farm, because they have a lot of like the historic museums and stuff. I don't know why the quotation marks there, but it's nice having the, you know, an educational experience as part of the theme park. Obviously, there's no one here right now viewing this because they'd much rather be doing the rides and stuff, but it's nice. This is like a door-to-door oil delivery service. I think there's a startup right now that's doing something similar, although I don't think they use wooden wheels to transport it. Also, I want to point out that if you're really hot here at Lagoon Park, even though there's a ton of trees and stuff outside, come inside this wagon museum. It is cool in here. It's not AC, but it is so shaded that it feels like 15 degrees cooler. I guess this is an old hearse used to transport dead bodies. Apparently, Crystal just pointed it out. I have a ladybug right here on my face. That's kind of an interesting decoration feature.
He has been chosen. He's the chosen one.
I guess I'm the queen of the ladybugs. So we're back out in the sun. We're gonna go look for some water rides right now. So it looks like this is a natural river or creek that runs here through the park, right underneath the log flume. Crystal found this cool little fountain over here. This is, this here's horse drinking water. Don't drink unless you're a hurt horse. So up next, we're gonna do a Rattlesnake Rapids, but the line is extremely long. It comes all the way out and way over here. It's extremely long. But one of the reasons why it's so long is they only board one party at the time. So if there's multiple parties, they will only allow one party in the ride vehicle at a time. So we just got off the rapids, and you get wet. That is for sure. That waterfall, how wet did you get?
I got pretty wet.
You can't avoid it too. It just covers the whole boat.
I kind of tried to tuck in, kind of little like tuck in, you know, hide. So the front of my body stayed kind of dry, but the back was soaking.
Yeah, but it was a pretty good rapids ride. We heard somebody actually in line comparing it to Grizzly Rapids over at California Adventure World. I feel like that's so cool. Yeah, moving on. So we just did the log flume, and it wasn't that impressive at all. It was actually the longest wait of the park so far. We waited like 40 minutes for it. Not everybody was social distancing too, but that's another conversation for another video. But log flume was kind of unimpressive. It was just one short ride, one drop, that's it. You got soaked on it, but that's the only pro of it. It's very unimpressive. We were just about to exit the park to go to our car for some stuff, but I see what looks like another dark ride. It's called Draculas Castle. It'll scare the yell out of ya. And the outside is definitely well themed. I can't wait to get inside of it. in the beer garden now, which is a newly opened, you know, restaurant beer area. I wanted to show off this thing. It's a pretty cool fountain. Now let's go inside and get something to eat. So here's what we got for a light snack. I got a Bavarian pretzel. It comes with mustard cream, not cream cheese, mustard cheese or beer cheese. And then Crystal, she got, what is this again?
It's a caprese sandwich, basically.
Looks pretty delicious. And then she also got a beer to go with hers.
An apricot beer.
Apricot beer, I had some, it was pretty delicious, and I got a Coke. So yeah, let's dig in. So I wanted to show off the inside of the beer garden. So they social distance the tables, like you're not supposed to sit that one, only that one, not that one, and then this one. But check out this fireplace too. It's a pretty cool looking fireplace, and I love the art above it. Looks like a corgi or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. All done with food, moving on. So we're about to do the merry-go-round, but I first have to show you two of the amazing seats that they have here at the merry-go-round. You have to check these out. Okay, so I had to show the swan thing that moves up and down, and also this bear. Look at this adorable bear. Look at that, a bear. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Also, they have a cat. They have a pig with corn in his mouth. And then there's this thing that rocks back and forth too, that Crystal chose. I'm gonna ride this giraffe. We are going very fast on this merry-go-round. It's a rather fast merry-go-round. I'll give them that. It's pretty fast. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but Crystal's just rocking back and forth.
So apparently this carousel has all of its original animals, and they were all hand carved. That is quite amazing that they've been able to preserve it so well.
I wonder if this is a haunted house during their like Halloween event, because it kind of looks spooky, and it doesn't really look occupied right now. That's my bet, actually. This is some sort of haunted house, and it's just not open right now. But if you've been here before to Lagoon Park, let me know in the comments if it is or not. So I had to show off the park map here at Lagoon Park. It's the most unique park map Chris and I have ever seen at any park. Check it out. So here is the park map, and as you can see, there's usually a distinct style to most park maps. However, this goes against the grain for many of the park maps. It's kind of a minimalist design for park maps. And instead of stuff being intertwined, like this might be behind this, it's all separate. Each has their own spot. So it's kind of an interesting design. And I've never seen something like this at any theme park. So it's kind of cool. So before we head into the big Ferris wheel, I wanted to show off this little Ferris wheel that they have in front of it. It's pretty adorable. It's even got like fake lights painted onto it. Oh wow. So you could see that under construction right there. That's an indoor coaster. That looks pretty impressive actually. Wow. And then over there you have Cannibal. It's taller than the Ferris wheel right now. Well, no, not right now. I mean, like permanently, it's taller than the Ferris wheel. Crystal was pointing out, but it's nice that they have a lot of room for expansion over here if they need it. Some theme parks, you know, they don't have a room for expansion. They kind of cornered themselves, but you know, this one, it has room for expansion. Okay, our ride is over. Moving on. I don't know if I've shown this off yet, but they do have 8 feet apart little stamps or stencils on their floor in front of rides, just in case there's a really long line, so you know to keep 8 feet apart. I wanted to show off the theming that they have for this mouse ride. So most mouse rides don't have theming. However, there's theming inside, and you go through this giant tunnel. Mouse car parking. I mean, it's a little theming, but it's theming on a wild mouse ride. That's unheard of, except for Disneyland. Did the wild mouse ride, and well, Crystal always hates those, but you know, it's decent. They had some theming, so that part was nice. But
yeah, that was the worst ride for me. First, the queue shots me in my boobs. That is not a good start. Then on the ride, it's like, oh, hello, I'm in pain. Not my favorite, only for the coaster credit.
moving on. So Crystal just did a Carol Baskin video that's up on our TikTok account. But she was just saying how we should have done it in front of this tiger instead of the tiger with the old lion with the mouth guard. By the way, they had a magic show today, but we just didn't find ourselves going into it today. We missed out on the 4 o'clock one because we didn't know it was still happening. And then the 5:30 and 7, we just didn't have time. Up next, we're gonna check out the roller coaster. So, roller coaster, it was a decent wooden roller coaster in my opinion.
It's a good intro coaster. Good intro wooden coaster is what I mean. Actually.
Doesn't go too fast, doesn't go too, you know, high, but I mean, it was smooth. The part was nice.
Although I wish they had a little more originality with the name.
Yeah, it's
roller coaster.
a roller coaster. So the Bat was a good coaster. It wasn't the longest or, you know, fastest, but I thought it was good.
Out of all the coasters that we went on though, it's the first one that I really thought that my glasses could come off. It's one of those that will kind of really bang you this way and that. So it doesn't feel so great, and it also slowly slides it forward.
Yeah,
so
actually,
keep that in mind.
Going back on that, I do remember being bumped in the head, like kind of being punched in the head. So maybe it wasn't the best coaster after all.
Those tend to be okay though. You just gotta, in my opinion, my trick is just like lean your head one side. Lean it one side, and then you won't be sort of whoosh. Coaster, just amazing. Yeah, and it's one of the rides that gives you the best view of the water park.
It also has sound in all the cars, which adds to it because it plays like the surfing music, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it definitely adds to the theming, keeps you in the feel of it. I think we're gonna go do it again.
Yeah, overall, this is one of the best coasters at the park, actually, in my opinion.
So they've got this thing here called Beaver Tail. It's these little pastries that are made to look like, well, beaver tails. I really want to try the banana chocolate one. Hazelnut spread with banana. Yum.
Okay, so we're basically done with the park. We're gonna grab a quick icy on the way to go. But yeah, all the rides are closed and we're headed out. So we didn't show this in the morning, but they do have all these social distancing markers out in front of the park. You know, just extra precautions.
Gotta do some branding, get some branding in here.
So we're all done with Lagoon Park. It is a fun park. I wish people were wearing masks, but other than that, like, they had amazing rides for, you know, a small park.
Yeah, this is one of the best parks that we've been to, I think, really, and it's interesting to find out just how old it is. I think it's 134 years old now.
Something like that, and it's a family-owned park, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, great rides. They had some of the best coasters I've been to in some of these parks. But yeah, I would recommend this. Definitely fly out to Salt Lake City and do this park.
We'll be back ourselves.
Yep, see you later.
Bye.